Hi, I'm Dave, and welcome to the Gamer's Den. And for this episode, we are on turn 9 of our Mice and Mystics series, in which we are on Chapter 1, Flight to Barksburg, in the kitchen tunnels, battling these roaches and a spider that are just probably the most resilient villains we've ever faced. And what we're trying to do right now is be able to take these guys out and then figure out, once we kind of take all the minions off the tile, if we're going to go up into the kitchen. We're halfway to the end of the story already, and we still have 2 more tiles to go through, the tunnel entrance and the courtyard. On top of that, if we do the kitchen, that'll be another tile that we have to go through. So there's a lot of kind of decisions out here, but I really want to let you guys be in charge of the decision making if we go into the kitchen or not. But with that said, I kind of want to show you guys what the initiative track looks like right now. We got Maginos in the top spot. Remember, Collin is still captured, so we can't play with him. Really stinks. And then we still have the roaches and the spider to deal with, and hopefully Nez and Tilda that can actually get some stuff done this turn as well. And with that being said, Jim Medlock actually gave the move submission for Maginos, asking us to not really move him, try the Mystic Bolt again, try to persevere through this, and maybe be able to get a 1 hit on that spider. So with that being said, let's go to Maginos' turn and see how we're going to start off in these kitchen tunnels. So the first person to go is Maginos. So we're going to roll for Maginos' movement. And Maginos gets a 3. So Maginos can move to any of these spaces right here. So we're going to leave Maginos there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to spend the 1 cheese he has left off, and we're going to spend that cheese to do a Mystic Bolt. So we're going to try to strike this spider with the Mystic Bolt. Let's see what we can do here. Ooh. And he completely misses with that Mystic Bolt. Okay, so Maginos just wasted his last cheese and did not even hit that spider with that Mystic Bolt. Since there's really nothing else that can be done at this turn, I guess Nez or Tilda can give him a cheese, but I'm going to wait. So what we're going to do is end Maginos' turn. Okay, so Maginos is actually losing some of his fire. I think he was on fire in the first maybe 3 or 4 turns of the game. Now he's kind of cooled off. It seems like he can't really get any hits off with his Mystic Bolt. It seems like that's becoming even more of a challenge for him to be able to accomplish. And now we have not even a cheese accumulation at this time. So he's dealing with a lot of things right now. We'll have to see what happens. I really hope that he can be able to get some things going, kind of going on into later turns. But for right now, he's not really contributing much. But with that said, let's go on to the roach's turn. So now it's the roach's turn. And this roach gets to go first. So what we're going to do is have this roach roll for movement. It rolls a 2, but it doesn't need to move since it's already in a space with 2 mice. And it will attack Nez, who's the highest on the initiative track. And let's see how it does. Okay, so it hits Nez for 1. And Nez gets 2 defense dice, if you guys remember, because of that thimble helm. So we're going to roll those 2 dice for Nez's defense. Okay, so Nez doesn't block any. So that 1 hit actually gets through. And with the roaches, because of their special ability, instead of wounding the mouse, they rather take that cheese. So they're going to take a cheese from Nez in the place of an actual wound. So Nez wouldn't get wounded during this combat. So we kind of lucked out knowing that Nez had cheese. But what's going to happen is that second roach is going to go. And that roach is going to roll for movement. And it's also going to get 2. So let's see what happens here. So now, since Nez was already attacked this turn, it's going to go to Tilda. So now Tilda will be attacked by this roach for 2 hits. So of course, these roaches are very efficient, and this one's going to attack Tilda for 2 hits. Let's see what Tilda can do for defense. Okay, so Tilda's able to block one of these hits, but a hit does get through, and just like I said before, instead of giving wounds, if a mouse has cheese, which Tilda had 3, this cheese actually gets taken by Tilda. So now that roach actually just took Tilda and Nez's cheese, and they will end their turn. Okay, so those roaches still giving us a little heartache right now, and the thing is that luckily Nez and Tilda had cheese that they can just give them the cheese and be like, here, don't hurt me, take my cheese. Kind of in a way that seems like these roaches are like mugging them in the corner of these tunnels, and instead of fighting them, Nez and Tilda are like, here, take it, take that cheese. Mary245 says she wanted Nez to try the Thunder Squeak again. She wanted him to try it again if he had 2 cheese to be able to get to that point. If he didn't have enough cheese, she was hoping that we would borrow at least 1 or 2 from Tilda to hopefully be able to kind of fill in what we needed. So let's hopefully see what Nez is going to do. What I heard from Mary is that she wants us to try to do another Thunder Squeak on those roaches, thinking that this time they won't be expecting it. So what we're going to do for a free action is take a cheese from Tilda, so that Nez now has 2 cheese, and thank you Tilda for that. And what we're going to do is spend those 2 cheese to use a Thunder Squeak. Only thing is that because we're on the same space as these roaches, and I'm going to admit I made this error last time, because of Nez's hammer, he should only be rolling 3 dice instead of 4 dice. So we're going to roll 3 dice against these roaches in this Thunder Squeak. So we're going to see how he does. Okay, he's able to get 2 hits on those roaches. Remember, those roaches only get 1 defense. Okay, so we're going to roll for this roach's defense right here. Aha! It does not defend, so this roach would be defeated. And now what we're going to do is roll for this roach's defense. Oh, let's roll that again. And it doesn't roll defense, so this roach is defeated. So Nez is pretty successful in that. And now since those are the last roaches on the board, what we are going to do is actually take the roach's card off the initiative track and then shift everyone else's cards up 1 space. So now the spider is the last minion that's on the initiative track left at this point. He hasn't done his movement though yet. He could move if he wanted to another space. And I think what we can do with Nez is possibly just move him just 1 space over here, and I think Mary wouldn't probably mind that at this time. So really good job with that type of strategy. Nez was able to take out 2 roaches, so now we're going to end his turn. Awesome. So Nez was able to pound that hammer down right on that same space as him, be able to take down those roaches, and now we can actually see that those things are working out for us. You probably noticed in the gameplay portion that Nez was using 4 dice in his attack when technically his hammer says he can only use 3. So with that being said, the roaches are defeated. Yes, we're able to get rid of another one of those minions. So now all that's left is that spider. So let's go on to Tilda's turn and see what she can do with that spider. And Tilda's going to go, and she's going to roll for movement, and she gets a 2. So she can move up to 4 spaces because of her 2 movement value. I think it's going to be best that we keep her on this space as best that we can. And we're going to continue to use that hammer of Nandin to be able to try to take down this spider. So that gives her 3 battle dice. We're going to try to strike that spider. Let's see. Okay, so she gets 2 hits on the spider. That's not bad, actually. She gets 2 hits on the spider, and the spider gets to roll 3 defense dice against that hit. No. Okay, so it blocks one of her hits. Okay, so now we have our kind of defense roll. None of these are blocks, but it does block one of her hits, but one of her hits does get through, which therefore gives the third wound on that spider and defeats that spider off of this tile, and we're able to remove it from the tile. As well as we get to take that lovely spider initiative track card and remove it from the initiative track, as well as those 2 wounds that we had on it. Now the problem starts to come in. So Tilda, she's about to end her turn. She can still do movement if she wants to. Since we can either go to the kitchens or we can go into another tile, I think what we're going to do is just move her over here next to Nez and hopefully be able to move on into the kitchen, depending on what you guys want to do. So now what we have to do though is, now that we finished Tilda's turn, what we are going to have to do is add a cheese to the minion wheel. So now we are halfway to another surge that can possibly happen at any moment. Now at this point, what we're going to do is end Tilda's turn. Yes! Okay, so Tilda can take out a spider. She's the only one that's been chipping away at it, and Maginos has been practically doing nothing, and Tilda's kind of just like, So I think Tilda right now, to me, is the new MVP. I think she's the new MVP right now. She's doing awesome. She's chipping away at this spider, finally takes it out. She's trying to heal her teammates as well, trying to take care of them. She leveled up. So I think the MVP now is going to go to Tilda. She's kicking some major butt. She moves over next to Nez, and she's able to kind of be in that space. So now we added another cheese to the minion wheel, which kind of stinks, but we're able to eliminate all the minions on that tile. What this means is that next turn, when it comes to Collin's turn, he will be able to come back onto the tile. Now, what we could do is even just explore into the next tile if we wanted to. So if Maginos on his turn wanted to go into another tile, he can. So that's just something for you guys to know. And when we go into the next tile, Collin will be there. So now we're going to leave it to you guys. This is the big turn where we're going to try to figure out what we're going to be doing next. I know I've been posting it on Twitter, on my Twitter account at David Allen, but if you guys can actually vote on if we should go to the kitchen or not. I know our situation's not great. We're on the 3rd page of this chapter. We have 3 cheese on the minion wheel. Does not seem like a great strategy to go into the kitchen, but what I am going to leave you guys off with is this. If we go into the kitchen and save Ms. Maggie and we're able to get her attention, we get the Ms. Maggie story achievement, which then pushes that chapter end marker up 1 page, kind of making the chapter a little bit longer to give us a little more space in between the end of this chapter. So at least we have a little more breathing room that kind of gets added because of that achievement. But like I said before, we have 3 cheese on the minion wheel already. We're already halfway to a surge. Things are not looking too good. But I'm going to leave it to you guys. So you guys can weigh out the pros and cons of the situation to yourselves. And you guys can vote on if we should go into the kitchen or not. I really hope that we can be able to survive this chapter and be able to continue on into our campaign. But with this all said, I hope you folks enjoyed, and I hope you have a wonderful day.